gon' talk about it. Let's talk about it. Get in here, we in here tonight. So get in here, we in here to vibe. Because you know we gon' talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Get in here, we in here tonight. So get in here, we in here to vibe.
Hey y'all, let me know if y'all can hear your girl. Hey, let me know if y'all can hear me, honey. This is going to be a midday quick live, okay? Let me know if y'all can hear me though before I get into this. I'm feeling better and better by the day too, you guys. I am feeling much better by the day, baby, because your girl was was not feeling good, but I am feeling good by the day. Let me drink me some water right quick. Mm. So this is going to be a quick midday live because I'm catching the play and I want to just correct some things, okay? I want to get a clear understanding of some things because baby, wordplay is everything, okay? And I need you guys to understand wordplay. So, when I decided after one of my girls reached out to me to do this case, right? And I finally took it on. And I said I wasn't going to take a stance on to be on a side. And I don't really feel like I'm on a side. I'm just speaking the facts that's public, okay? And breaking down and doing my, analyzing things and then applying what the law says. That's what I'm doing. But I'm seeing people that don't agree with my stance. They're not really trying to tell the story, in my opinion. They're trying to attack character. They're trying to attack the character of those that they don't agree with. So they're using words like they're trying to dehumanize the victim, right? Trying to say that people that don't agree with their side of the story, right? Or they're not justice for Ramika, they're trying to imply that those people are cold hearted, insensitive, lack empathy, and have no compassion. That is not a defense of Ramika. That is an attack on character. Let's peep the play here. They're not speaking from facts or even from law. They are attacking the character of those they do not agree with. Please peep the play, okay? Saying that you guys are dehumanizing the victim. How are we dehumanizing the victim when we have never spoke down on Ramika? Because you have to understand, calling out behaviors that is public is not dehumanizing. Calling out facts, right? Describing someone's behavior is not dehumanizing. But the reason why they're saying that is because they want people to see the person that don't align with them differently. Okay? Accountability does not mean that you have to agree with somebody just because they are no longer here. So please understand, it is people that is not even trying to tell the story from factual. They're trying to say things like, are your concerns being heard? Are you being banned for your feelings or for your thoughts? They are attacking and they're trying to align people. Like, in my opinion, I call it division, but they're trying to align people to their side and make it sound like, oh, well, you're not insensitive if you are Team Ramika. But if you're not Team Ramika, then you're insensitive because you're trying to dehumanize the victim. Please don't allow. Hold on. Oh, somebody texting the hell out of me. Hold on. Okay. Somebody said, I'm so glad you live. I am. So don't allow that to make you feel away. Okay. They want to change the narrative. They want you to feel bad if you feel away, which my thing is this. I don't, I don't hate or dislike anybody that's Team Ramika or Justice for Ramika, if the Justice for Ramika is valid. And Justice for Ramika being valid is if they were speaking from facts or coming from a legal aspect, right? Or even morally, because I have some Justice for Ramika supporters in my chat, and they're coming from a moral standpoint of I just can't see myself doing something like that, right? That's fine. But to turn around and say because you're not Team Ramika or Justice for Ramika, then you're dehumanizing the victim. You are insensitive. You lack empathy. That is an attack. Please understand that. That is an attack. Not on Holly is an attack. It is an attack on the person that don't see it their way. Don't be fooled by that. Let me see what Stephanie said right quick. She says, real, raw, and uncut, but I bet your sources are checked, double checked, and verified. Get in here. Exactly, Stephanie. And it is. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something without telling y'all a whole lot. And I'm just going to be honest with y'all. Thank you, Sonia C. And thank you, Stephanie. Listen, I can't come out here and tell y'all everything, but just know this, okay? Just know I did not pick up this case and receive evidence that I received and talking points that I have without some verification. Okay. Now, I have spoken to people. I told y'all I spoke with a lawyer. I told y'all I spoke with a journalist and, other people. Okay. That's more privy to the case. All right. So I'm only saying that to say I may have a little bit more knowledge than I'm coming out and talking about. And we just keep it right there. Why am I saying that? I'm saying because I'm not just saying pulling shit out my ass and just throwing it. Okay. Now, here's the thing. I've never ever dragged Romika. I've never said she was a horrible person. Matter of fact, all I said is she just made a bad decision that day. Saying that a person made a bad decision is not dehumanizing. You have to understand the play. And see, I'm going to tell you something. I didn't want to understand the play. Thank you, Peacock. I didn't want to understand the play because you be thinking that, people riding for you that's really not riding for you, right? So I didn't want to get it, but I'm getting it 100% now. People are trying to attack character. Those people, in my opinion, can go pound sand because to say somebody lacks empathy, to say somebody is trying to dehumanize a victim when they have never mocked her death, never said that her life was not valuable, okay? Never tried to strip her from her dignity, okay? That is what dehumanizing means. But when you're analyzing someone's behavior, when you're saying what is factual, right? Discussing the TPO, showing video footage of her in her different rages or whatever the case may be, that is public knowledge, right? When you're talking about the restraining order, when you're talking about the videos, when you're talking about the threats, that is pointing out behaviors for accountability. Accountability is recognizing someone's choices that they're made, bad decisions. That is not trying to, again, strip them of their dignity. So those that are yelling, you're trying to dehumanize the victim, again, they are attacking the character of the person that does not align with who or what they align with. Now, you will hear content creators say, your opinion matters over here. You can have any opinion you want, right? but yet they will run to somebody else's panel that do not agree with them and post all types of bullshit in their chat. That does not scream your opinion matters. That screams, I want to push my narrative onto you. I don't think that any content creator should be out here trying to push and force their narrative onto anybody else on their panel, especially when you have your own panel to speak on. What do I mean by that? If you feel away, if I feel away, let's talk about it more for a moment. If I feel away, and I feel from the reports, the TPOs, well, let's just say the evidence that has been public, right? I feel that by law, Holly was justified to do what she did, right? By law, right? But you will not see me go in another content creator that do not agree with me. You will not see me go in their chat and try to force my opinion onto them. Why? Because that's their channel, one, and they have a right. They have a right to see it in another light. They have a right? But when you start taking away from the facts, when you start not wanting to talk about what's public, right? The accountability, what's right and what's wrong. And when you start just speaking off the wall, right? Just pulling stuff from everywhere to speak on the character of the person that's speaking it, saying things like, oh, they trying to dehumanize this person. They're insensitive. They lack empathy. They don't care. Or even the people that came in my chat saying, oh, you just wanted her dead, right? And then I say, when I cuss them out and say that they're dumb, stupid, retarded, elevated, don't go all the way up to the top, they get offended, right? Because you're saying, because they come over and tell you shit like you just wanted her to die. Because that's nonsense. But like I'm saying, let me come back. People are attacking character because people don't align with what they're saying. Okay. Attacking character is on a whole different level. They have a problem with you. They're not trying to show you what's right? They're not trying to they don't want to hold the person accountable for anything that they've done. But yet they want to point out, you guys are dehumanizing the victim because y'all don't agree with how I'm saying it. Y'all got to peep the play. I'm peeping the play 100%. Okay. She said some content creators, excuse me, some content creators should be speaking on this. Some content creators should be speaking on this story that they don't have true facts. I think you mean shouldn't be. I don't know if you meant should or shouldn't. She said they are not anyone. You mad because we the people are saying Meeks didn't deserve to be shot down. Her life matters to most of us. Holly needs to go to jail. Meeks didn't have any weapons at all. See, this person right here, you know what? You have your opinion. You can say whatever, but I'm not mad. I have never been mad at anybody that think Meek's life, she didn't deserve to be shot down, right? But I've always put it back to why did she stop? But I'm not even going to argue with you because it's apparent that you coming over here trying to start problems. Okay, I'm speaking on a whole different thing. I'm speaking on the people that are literally saying things like content creators or even supporters that believe that Holly stood her ground. Right? Holly had justification to protect herself and her kids, right? I'm speaking on that behalf. I feel like just as your opinion should be respected, my opinion should be respected too. But to come in and say things like in my channel, and y'all know y'all seen it, people come in here and tell me you lack empathy, you just wanted her to die, you just glad she's dead, or whatever the case may be. I think that is ridiculous. And I will block those type of people because those people are just trying to be, well, I know y'all don't like me to say this, but listen, I got to get better, but I'm going to call a spade a spade. And I'm just going to be honest. Those people are ignorant, in my opinion. They are ignorant to come over here and tell you, right, how you feel. You wanted her to die. They are ignorant to me. People that say things like that are ignorant. I've never torn Romika down as a person, and I will not. and I will not. I have never torn. If I have torn Ramika down as a person, please put it in the chat. Let's go. Let's go today. If I've ever torn, but other content creators have torn Holly down. They called her ugly. They called her a bitch. They said she was jealous because Ramika looked better than her. Have I ever torn Ramika down as a person? Tell me in the chat. And I want you guys to be honest. Please be honest. Have I ever torn Ramika down as a person? No, you have not. Never. Nope. No. Thank y'all. And you don't have to agree with me just because you support me. I have never torn Ramika down as a person, and I never will. And I never will. Okay? That would be trying to dehumanize someone, stripping them of their dignity. I've never stripped her of her dignity. Holding someone accountable for a bad decision that they made by saying that she violated a law by stopping, okay? She said you tore her down when you called Holly a hero. I call Holly a hero for protecting herself and her child. She protected her child. And you want to know why I said that she was a hero? Let's talk about it. When a mother can protect her child, right? Because that is our responsibility to our children. She protected herself and her child. Okay. That's why I called her a hero. And let me tell you, I'm going a little deeper. Now, I don't like doing the conspiracy theory type shit, but let's I'm not gonna do conspiracy theory, but I'm just gonna stretch your imagination a little bit, right? Let's just say Ramika did get at Holly, and Holly did not have a weapon on her, and she beat the shit out of Holly, right? And left Holly hospitalized. Okay, Holly would not have been there for her son. We don't know what Ramika would have done, or if anything, to her son. Now, we've heard through the grapevines, but I have no receipts. So let me say that. Let me say it again. I have no receipts, but we've heard through the grapevine that Ramika has spit in a child's face before. Again, I have no receipts. We've only heard of it. And until I get the receipts, I'm not going to say it's factual, right? But we've heard she spit in a child's face. So if she's capable of doing that, if she's capable of texting saying, I hope you and your son die, right? If she's capable of doing those things, how do we know she would not have been capable of hurting Holly's child? Okay? Right? So the only reason why I say she's a hero for protecting her son, because she's eliminated a threat. At that time, she was, by law, a threat to her and her son. That is why I called her a hero. Okay. And I did say I would have done the exact same thing to stop a threat. To stop a threat. And that's the part that no one wants to really think about. If someone is charging toward you, right, especially after y'all have already fought and they're not supposed to be there, they are a threat. But that might be subjective. You may not think so, and you're okay to not think so. But when people come over here and say things like, "Oh, you just wanted her dead. You're happy that she's dead." No, I'm gonna call you ignorant. I am gonna call you ignorant. I'm going to insult you because that's what it is. You are ignorant to say something like that. You don't know the type of person I am. Just because I'm not, oh, justice for Ramika, Holly is a horrible person, because I look at it from a different angle than you, don't make me a heartless, cold-hearted person and I'm dehumanizing the victim. Just because you don't want to choose to look at the law and you want to just make things up or whatever without really looking at the case, just going by little things that you hear and making it stick, that's on you. You cannot say a person that is looking at it from a different angle is trying to dehumanize the victim. And again, the same people that's saying that I'm trying to dehumanize the victim, they're trying to dehumanize Holly. Why are they doing that? Saying, oh, she's jealous, she's ugly, she's a bitch, and all these things that I've heard them say about Holly. They're trying to dehumanize Holly the same way they tried to dehumanize Brianna. Just because a person is still alive don't mean that they could be dehumanized. because they absolutely tried to dehumanize Brianna. They tried to come at her at an angle as if she wasn't a human being, as if she didn't have feelings, right? She said, I am not insulting you. What does that solve? You just have a different perspective. The end. Exactly. I just have a different perspective. But to go on your channel or someone else's panel and try to spin the narrative that a person that do not align with what they are saying is trying to dehumanize the victim, they are attacking the character of the blogger. That has nothing to do with justice for Ramika. That has nothing to do with what's the hashtag they have for Holly, free Holly, or let Holly free, or whatever the hashtag they have for Holly. They're not looking at, that's not real justice for Ramika. That's don't align with this person's perspective. Don't look at it this person's way. I'm not telling y'all to don't have justice for Ramika. I'm just telling you, open your eyes a little bit and let's look at it, the law. Yeah, keep Holly free. Thank you, Kimberly. The keep Holly free hashtag that they're using. So listen, I'm just telling you to open up your eyes a little bit so that you will understand, one, why they never arrested her, right? And two, why it's been almost 2 months and no charges have come forward. That's all I'm trying to get you guys to see. Legally, if they have to go by the law, they got to look at all of this stuff. And that's what I've done. I put in time and I put in research in looking at these things, right? He says, unfortunately, I've been through what Holly is going through. I know that pain, the pressure, and the aftermath. But honestly, she shouldn't have done it. I understand what you're saying. And that's another thing. People are saying because she didn't cry or look sad at that moment that she didn't feel nothing. So they're basically trying to make it, they're dehumanizing her by making it sound like she's an empty person. She didn't feel anything. She should have been crying and screaming or whatever the case may be on the scene. And I just find that to be, I just find that to be, let me just say it like this. You can't judge how a person feel by seconds of seeing them, right? Seeing them in just a few seconds, right? You can't judge how they feel. You can't judge what's going through their mind. You don't know what this girl is going through right now. You don't know that. But to say for a few seconds, because it literally was a few seconds, you can sum up a person's whole persona in just a few seconds. I just don't agree with that. I do not agree with that. But I have never, and I'm going to say this again, I have never talk down or bad about Romika. I have always said I hate what happened to her. I hate that this day has ever had to happen, right? I hate that. But I also said, and I hope you guys understood me, I've also said Romika made a bad decision and I will never change that. I can't change that. Because if you literally think about it, that day would not have happened. I'm not saying maybe another day or another time, but that day would not have occurred, and all the incidents in that day would not have occurred if one thing wouldn't have happened, and that is Ramika stopping. That one thing. That one thing. You understand what I'm saying? That one thing. Not everything that happened after that. That would not have happened, right? If that one thing. So, and because I say things like that, I'm being, how do you want to say it? I'm not gonna say attacked, but trying to shame me, right, for my stance. That's what, and it's not just one content creator, it's several of them, right? And some supporters trying to make it seem like, oh, you're heartless, oh, you lack empathy, or you don't sympathize with nobody because you didn't grow up with a mother. You're trying to dehumanize the victim. They're trying to attack my character, to spin the narrative. Why? To silence the truth. They're trying to silence the truth because I don't agree with them. That's exactly what they're trying to do. So if your channel was truly a channel of everybody's opinion, right? You see it, oh, my channel is open. Anybody can come here and say whatever they want to say. Then you wouldn't go over to someone else's channel and try to spin the narrative and try to put out your view in their channel. You wouldn't do that. You would just speak how you feel on your channel and allow people to agree or disagree with you. But people that come in my channel, and I know most of them where they come from, you already know we've been out here for a while. And when they say things like, you're heartless, you're dehumanizing the victim, and you just glad she dead. Those people, one, don't like what I'm saying. Two, trying to cause problems, right? And don't want to hear no truth, no accountability, and no facts. You understand what I'm saying? And those are the ones I say your elevator don't go all the way up to the top, right? Those are the ones that I say you're ignorant and you sound retarded. Because why would you come into somebody else's chat and say, you just glad she dead? You don't know me from a can of paint. Why would I don't know these people from a can of paint. So why would I be happy that somebody is unalived? Huh? Things would have been a whole lot different that day if different choices were made. And in the beginning, I said different choices of three people. But then when I start peeling back the onion and reading the police incident report and reading the TPOs and other people getting in my inbox saying, well, there's another TPO out on her, but please don't, whatever the case may be, right? And then listening to some of the family members, then I really found out what was going on. What's going on here? She said, which is weird to me because they all up Keys as when he has said way worse things about this case and the family with lies, but in an outrage about you exposing lies and giving the facts. Listen, there, some of the people, this is what I'm understanding, Fi. Some of the people are outraged about what I'm talking about, not because of what I'm talking about, because they undercover do not like me. I I was told about a rant that happened about me yesterday and I just found out this morning a little bit about the rant, and they said that a person said they had been feeling that way and they was just holding on to it. It's a lot of people that even pretend to like me that do not like me, that absolutely do not like me, and they have been pretending for a while to like me. Because when if you explode your your feelings about a person and you say things like oh, all those people over there just giving you money to afford your lifestyle, right? Baby, that's hate. That ain't somebody that like you. That's somebody that has been pretending to be cool with you for a long time. That don't just come out the air, okay? That don't come out the air. But as a content creator, you have to understand that everybody that act like they like you do not like you, okay? And I'm seeing that and I'm accepting that. It's okay. I'm a big girl about it. You understand what I'm saying? I am definitely accepting it. But there are people that don't like me as a person, don't like my views, not just on this Ramika Holly case, on anything. Because to pull something that like that out the air, baby, that ain't about no case. Trust and believe this is not about no case. That's what this ain't about no Ramika. This ain't about no justice for Ramika, and this ain't about no justice or free Holly or keep Holly free. This is some of this stuff is not about that. This is about I want to turn you off from her because I really deep down don't like her. Okay? Peep the game because I'm definitely peeping it. But to say that a content creator or people that do not think that and I'm not going to say I don't think there should be justice for Ramika because let me just be clear on this. If the recording, and I've said this even with her family member in my chat, if the recording comes back and show differently and that it shows that Ramika was in the right and Holly is in the wrong, baby, I'm woman enough to come out here and say, Holly, you was wrong. And Ramika deserved every justice that she gets, right? But it's some content creators that have said definitively that they don't give two snaps and a rat's ass what the tapes say that they ain't changing their stance at all, honey. You hear me? So, like I said, if the tape comes out and definitely show that it was not self-defense, Amora is still not going to be like, oh no, Holly was just no, because I don't have a dog in the fight. But those that say, no, I'm not going to change my stance, I'm going to keep it the way it is. Baby, that ain't about no free Ramika. That ain't about no, excuse me, that ain't about no justice for Ramika. No, that's literally about I don't want to align with her, and I want y'all to not align with her, and I want y'all to see her as a heartless, lack of empathy, lack of sympathy, right? Don't like your supporter type. Baby, catch the motherfucking play. I'm gonna need you to catch the play. I'm gonna need you to open your eyes. I'm gonna need you to open your ears a little bit more. So next time, I want you to kind of take the Holly and Ramika out of it, and I want you to listen closely. Listen closely. All of this is not about a Ramika and Holly situation. This is about an attack on people that are not speaking the language. Okay? She says the players caught in the other chat. Baby, I'm calling spades. I'm calling spades. All right. She says anything you talk about, they have a problem with, and that's their problem. Girl, that's why I'm saying this is not a Ramika and Holly thing. You have to understand it is not. Saying things like y'all are trying to dehumanize the victim, and it didn't just start today or yesterday. Other people have been saying it. Other people that don't align with me, other people that can't stand me, other people that are clearly jealous of me. And I've always said, you don't have to be jealous because I have more than you. You don't have to be jealous because or let me change to how I say that. You don't have to be jealous of a person that has more than you, that look better than you, that's more successful than you. You can literally be jealous of a person's glow, a person's confidence, a person's smile, a person's aura, a person's spirit. It doesn't have to be about looks. It don't have to be about money. It don't have to be about name brand. It don't have to be about the baddest house, the baddest car. It could literally be about aura, their joy. You understand what I'm saying? So people are 100% jealous, right? And has shown it in more ways than one because I still speak, because I'm still here, because I still stand. But what gets me is people that fake like they like you, fake like y'all cool, fake like everything is straight. And then all of a sudden, the one time y'all disagree or bump heads, they let out the wildest shit that knock you back 5 feet, okay? Because to come out and say shit like and mention money and stuff like that. Oh, those people over there feeding her money, their money, in order for her to fund her lifestyle. Baby, that's hate. But I'm glad I found that out because I didn't know that. I didn't know that was said. So now that I do, I act accordingly. I move accordingly. So anyway, like I said, it's not necessarily about the Ramika. You got to peel back the onion, okay? I have never, and I'm gonna say this again, I have never talked down on Ramika. Listen to the content creators that's talking down on Holly. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Now you can go for about 4 or 5, maybe 6 panels right now where people are talking down on Holly, not her behavior. I'm not talking about talking down on Holly's behavior because you can absolutely point out someone's behavior, but they're talking down on Holly as a person. Okay? Calling her jealous, calling her ugly, calling her evil. There are people out there that's doing that. I've never called Ramika evil. I've never called Ramika ugly. I've never called Ramika jealous or anything. I've only called what's public. That is, she was stalking Holly because why? That's public. She got a whole stalking a contact order, no contact order. Okay. I've only talked about her behavior of what's public. I don't know this young lady to dehumanize her. And you can dehumanize somebody that's still alive. A person don't have to be deceased for them to be dehumanized. Thank you, Raw Truth. Let me stop for a minute because let me just thank y'all for a second for helping me meet my goal right quick. Thank y'all so very much. I don't want to be ungrateful. All right, I appreciate you guys. All right, thank y'all so much. And let me just say this too, well, you know what? I'm not gonna say that because then that's beating a dead horse. I'm sick of having to explain that type of situation. However, what I'm saying, hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second. All right, I'm back. So what I'm saying is I've never what I was saying is you can dehumanize someone that's alive. You don't have to be deceased to be dehumanized. So those people that's saying that I'm dehumanizing Romika when I have never spoke down on her, they're dehumanizing Holly. They're dehumanizing Holly. At the end of the day, none of us know the truth. None of us know the truth because we have not seen a recording. We only know what's been put out in the public, right? In the public. So to try to pretend that somebody's narrative is wrong, the only thing that I say and I stand on is bad decisions were made on that day. On that day. She says, "Hey, Mr. Moore, I don't think it is you that make people feel a certain type of wait a minute." She said, "I don't think it's you that make people feel a certain type of way, but your chat do attack when someone don't agree with you. Just my opinion." I don't when you say attack, what do you mean by attack? Like cuss you out attack or just don't agree with what you're saying? You know? What do you mean when you say attack? Don't agree with you or actually disrespect you? She said at work listening, the story seems to be having a life of its own. And that's the thing, Bokamoso. I don't even think it's the story. I don't think it's the story. I think it's an opportunity to try to attack content creators' characters. I have heard, and I'm not even talking about people that have recently aligned with me that's no longer aligned with me. I'm talking about people that haven't liked me in 3 years. I have heard them drag my name on their channel saying that I'm not human, I'm not sensitive, I'm not compassionate, and I'm dehumanizing the victim. These are words that's been said. So the people that's saying it today got it from the truth supporters that haven't been liking me in 3 years. That's where they're getting that shit from. That's where they're getting that shit from. She said they started getting aggressive and catching attitudes and making it seem like us with different opinions are slow or something. No, no, I don't. And let me straighten this out too, because that's a misconception. Because I hear, because I heard a content creator ask a supporter of mine, of ours. I'm just gonna say of ours. I'm not gonna be, malicious. Ask a supporter of ours, do they feel what was the words? Do you feel heard? Do you feel that you can express your opinion, or do you feel that you're going to be banned? Like, to me, to even ask a question like that, to me, in a way, is trying to cause division. Because I wouldn't. I'm more shut up. I'm more shut up. Oh, am in the building, Lord. What she say? Queen Step doing it now, talking about Holly, calling her all kind of names. I know Bree happy she getting a break from that bully. Hey, I'm not sure what Queen Step is doing because I don't listen to Queen Step, but I'm gonna tell you this. They have dragged Holly's baby. What is dragging Holly baby? How is that justice for Ramika? Tell me that, you guys, in the chat. And I'm not saying everybody is doing this, but I have seen some content creators drag Holly baby. How is that justice for Ramika? That is not justice for Ramika. To call Holly a bitch, how is that justice for Ramika? To talk about her looks, how is that justice for? To say that she wear bummy clothes, how is that justice for Ramika? Tell me. Tell me, how is that justice for Ramika? It's not. Y'all gotta listen. Oh my God. Again, I have never spoke down on Ramika. You can go back to every recording I have ever done about this story, and you will never hear me talk down about Ramika. Only the behavior that is public. I have always said she's a beautiful young lady. I have always said that lady looked like she can get any man she wanted based on just looks alone. The only thing I talked about is her behavior. I have not done that. So for the people that saying I'm dehumanizing her, that I'm insensitive, that I lack empathy, baby, they are trying to attack my character. I don't know how else I could spell that out to y'all. They are trying to attack my character. Those people don't like me. And at this point, I don't give a fuck because I don't like them either. I don't like anybody that don't like me. Trust me. I have not attacked this young lady in a way that, dehumanized her. I have not done that. It's lies. Go back to every video, and you would never hear me call her a bitch because I don't feel that way. You would never hear me say she deserved it because I don't feel that way. You would never hear me talk about her kid because I don't feel that way. What she wore, the type of clothes she wear, the way she wore her hair, because I don't feel that way. You will never hear me talk like that. You will only hear me on her behavior. Her behavior. Because I actually think it's useless to speak on her looks, what type of clothes she wore, the expression she had on her face. I think it's useless, in my opinion. You understand what I'm saying? I have not drugged Ramika. I said she made a bad decision. And people want to beat me up, jump all over me because I say, and I still say, until more evidence come out, and if more evidence come out that show differently, then I will change my stance. But for right now, I feel that Holly was justified to protect herself and her child based on the evidence that has been made public. I feel that she was justified. Why? Because when you go down to the court and you ask the judge to intervene legally, and they do, and you're just saying, I just want you to stay away from me, and they violate that and they attack you because it was a fight. Do not let anybody tell you that it was not a fight, because it was. Why? The damn police report said it, and said that it was verified by camera. Okay? Now, the only way I will not believe is a fight if they release the tape and we don't see no fight. But the police report said it was a fight, right? Because, well, let me correct myself. They said it escalated from arguments to Holly being battered or Romika battering her. My interpretation of that is it went from an argument to a fight. Okay? So if it's deemed that's not a fight, I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all, oh, after the tape, I don't care what's on the tape, I'm still gonna feel the same way. No, I'm not. I'm basing things off of what's public. You understand what I'm saying? She said, Amora, keep speaking the truth. You will find that people don't like the truth. Is not dehumanizing to speak the truth about a person. I just said, according to those videos, she was a violent person. Thank you, Dakota. And that is not dehumanizing a person. And please don't let other chats make you feel bad or guilty about how you feel about this, because that is what they're trying to do. When they say that you're trying to dehumanize the victim, they're trying to make you feel bad. Yeah, they are. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to make you feel bad about, they want you to take their stance or look at the person that's saying it, right? They're trying to act like, oh, I'm moral superior than that person because how can that person do that? Look at me. I care about the victim, unlike those heartless people over there that's only speaking on law. Honey, they're trying to position themselves as morally superior than someone that does not align with them. And you know what else is called? She said it's projecting. Oh, projecting, exactly. These people deflect responsibility and take no accountability. Exactly. I'm pointing out accountability and law. But it's also what we talk about on our panel all the time. It is emotional manipulation, okay? That's what it is. By labeling someone that's pointing out facts, going by the legal law of that state, and trying to deem them heartless. That's what they're doing. Is emotional manipulation. They're literally trying to weaponize the emotion to silence rational thinkers. You understand what I'm saying? They want you, and that's just the people that don't see it in justice for Ramika favor. And I'm not gonna say justice for Ramika favor because I feel like people deserve justice. I feel that if justice is deserved, then justice will be served. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I say Ramika fans, right? But at this point, I don't even think that there is a Ramika fan or a team Ramika. It is a I want to be right type thing. This is down to I want to be right. I actually don't think that this is really about a Ramika and Holly. It's about I want you to look at me as morally right, and I want you to look at that person as insensitive, lacks empathy, dehumanizing. This person is, don't have no compassion. They're the villain in this story. That's what this is. It's strategically trying to frame it. This is not a true outrage. This is personal. This is personal confrontation behind a story. This shit is being, which I think is weird as fuck. People are trying to hide behind a story how they really feel about another person. Okay. Why do I even say that? Because if you even go over and listen to some of the Robert supporters, they're saying things like, now that a person that they done tore down for over a year, now they're saying things like, they're not that bad. You got to peek the play. You got to peek the play. They're not that bad. They didn't try to destroy lives. Just 2 weeks ago, they were dragging them for filth, right? Dragging them for filth. Now they saying things like, they're not that bad. You have to understand, they're not as bad as the other person. This has nothing to do with no motherfucking story. This is about division. People are trying to cause division. When I heard a content creator last night say that they unblocked people that they have been fighting with for over a year or whatever. Anyway, let me stop. Shy, let me just read this. They're also using spiritual manipulation when the Bible speaks of thou shalt not kill. It is talking about murder. Killing is not a sin when it comes to self-defense and war. Research it. I agree with you, Dakota. And that's what they want to say. This is murder. Well, when the facts come out, or when the verdict comes down, and if it says justified homicide, then that is not murder. Justified homicide doesn't mean murder. But I believe that they would try to deem her as a murderer forever as long as the person that they really deep down don't like align with that. When I told y'all the other day that I feel that if I was Team Ramika, that it would have been more people speaking up for Holly. Baby, y'all gotta peep the play. Y'all gotta start peeling back the onion. You gotta peep the play, baby. You gotta peep the play. She said a lot of people can't handle your delivery. I heard other content creators and understand when they're into their topic, let them rock. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. I heard other content creators and understand when they're into their topic, let them rock. I don't understand what that means, Tammy, to be honest with you, and if I don't understand, I'm gonna tell you. Um, she said true or more. She said, I have not been in anyone else's chat but yours. They get changed my mind. I think you mean they can't change my mind. And I don't even think they're trying to change my minds of the story. They're trying to get people to see the content creator differently. Baby, y'all better peep the game. You better to ask supporters, do you feel like you're being heard or not? Baby, that's strategic division 101. Y'all better stop playing with your girl. You better stop playing with you better stop playing with your girl. That is manipulation. That's motives, baby. Stop playing with your girl. Who does that? Who does that? Y'all better stop playing. Y'all better stop playing. Y'all, she said, I will forever be confused. Y'all were just on a vacation. Nelly, baby, listen, child. Woo! She said, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but Ramika murdered herself. Didn't Carlos tell her she has a GUN? And I'm not gonna go that extent and say she, murdered herself. Again, I just want to say she made a bad decision, and her bad decision, right? Her behavior, right? Caused the incident of that day, the tragic incident. Her decision caused it. But I don't want to make it sound, see me in a way, I feel like, that's a little insensitive, even though I understand what you're saying, Super Leo, right? But I think her behavior, her decision, and the reason why I'm saying it is because a lot of us has made bad decisions. I have shared with you guys on my channel more than once that I was in the process of making a bad decision and my friend called. I could be probably still sitting, well, probably not now, it's been some years, but I could probably have went to jail myself over some decisions that I wanted to make. Now, thank God, let me knock on wood that I did not make that decision, right? But it's some decisions, and that's why how I looked at the Brianna case. I looked at her case like all these content creators was getting on her, and I'm like, wait a minute now, we're not perfect, right? We all have made some decisions that we're not happy about. We've all have made mistakes, and that's one of the reasons why I came to bat for her, right? And so I don't believe a split decision or a one decision or whatever the case may be, or a bad decision, mean that this person is just a horrible ass human, right? Because we have all made decisions that were not good decisions. You understand what I'm saying? So, and I try not to judge somebody based off of one decision. So that's why I just said that day she made a bad decision that day. That's why I make sure I ring on that. And I say that to say we have all made bad decisions. Now, it may not have ended the way hers ended, but we have all made bad decisions or have wanted to make a bad decision. So that's why I'm careful with how I say that, because I don't want to look at Romika as just a horrible ass human. I don't think she was a horrible ass human. Hell, the lady was only 31 years old. She was only 31 years old, which means what? She was still young in my eyes. I look at the youth. We all made fucked up mistakes. Stop playing. We've all made fucked up mistakes. She was still young. She was still learning. She was still developing. So she made a bad decision that day, which unfortunately cost her life. That is not me being cold hearted. That's not me being insensitive. That's not me being uncompassionate. And that is not, and I say this loud and clear, that is not me dehumanize the victim. Fuck them motherfuckers that's saying that I'm dehumanize the victim. Y'all dehumanizing Holly. That's what you're doing. And you're trying to attack my character. So at this point, fuck y'all. Because you can't attack my character. You can't. The real people know me. Now, the people that don't know me, they don't know me. But the real people know me. So cut the shits. Just because you don't like me. Just because you feel a way about me. You understand me? So anyway, the other content and ill emotional. I said speak facts and not what you feel, and they blocked me. Keep up the good non-emotional work. Thank you, Drew. And you know what? I thought I was the only one blocking people over here. Because I heard a content creator ask somebody, do you feel heard? Or do you feel like your opinion doesn't matter and you're being blocked? Why in the world would you? Child, it is very unfortunate situation. I am not saying the young woman deserved to die, but I also stand on all people's rights to bear arms and defend themselves in a way they deem necessary. Absolutely, Dakota. And I agree with you. And that doesn't mean we're horrible people. That doesn't mean we're insensitive. That doesn't mean that we're cold-hearted. That doesn't mean that we're dehumanize the victim. And don't let any other person that feel that way make you feel that way. Don't make them feel that just because you believe in the Second Amendment, just because you feel that you have a right to defend yourself or your child, don't let them make you feel bad or guilty. Because that is what some people are trying to do. Now, I'm not trying, the Justice for Ramika people, I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm only trying to tell you and explain to you the legalities of it. If you still want to be Justice for Ramika, that's fine. But don't come in my chat and tell me I'm insensitive and wanted her to die and try to make me feel like I'm an evil ass person because I'm speaking on it from the facts, what's out there publicly, and the law. Stop trying to make me feel, because it's not working. If it ain't worked day one, it ain't gonna work today, right? Stop trying to make me feel or my audience feel like I'm an evil person, because that is what's going on. Amora is peeping the play. People are trying to change people's mind about me, saying things like, oh, she didn't grow up with her mother, so she can't feel, she don't, have compassion. They're attacking me. I'm gonna need my supporters to wake up. I'm gonna need my supporters to wake up. Peep the play, okay? Just because I'm over here not all in my feelings and emotional and doing the most or whatever, now all of a sudden I'm an evil human being. Okay. Child, if I was evil, honey, baby, y'all would have been known I was evil. I done been with y'all for almost 3 damn years. If I was evil, y'all would know I was evil. You know what I'm saying? She said, I understand what you all be saying. We cannot strip a person rights to defend themselves according to the law and the Constitution. You cannot infringe on others' rights. That is true. That is absolutely true. You cannot infringe on someone's rights. She said, I really did. I did things that could have gotten killed for. I ran up in people's house to fight. It was never about a man, but I did it all the time. I thank God for looking out for me. Audrey, thank you for even sharing that, because that shows that that shows to my point that you can make a bad decision, and a lot of us have, but it did not result in what happened on September the 8th. That doesn't mean that you're a horrible individual. That just means that you made a bad decision. But like you said, God was looking out for you. And I'm not saying God wasn't looking out for Ramika that day. That's an unfortunate situation. An unfortunate situation. But we speak on behavior, and we're speaking on what's public, and we also speaking on accountability. For those content creators and supporters that don't feel that Ramika should be held in any type of accountability because she lost her life, then that's on them. But I refuse to go in anybody else's chat and try to argue with them. I have seen people say the wildest shit, and I'm questioning how the hell could I have ever aligned myself with people that think in certain ways, because some of these people are saying the most outlandish shit that they're not even, in my opinion, they can't be speaking it out loud. And I'm not saying just little stuff, because you can have your opinion. But and I know y'all, raise your hand if you have heard the wildest shit. I'm talking about the wildest shit in the last few days. Just be honest. Raise your hand if you have heard the most wildest shit in the last few days. And you don't even have to say where you heard it from. But if you've heard the most wildest shit in the last few days, raise your hand. See, why do I see hands? Because I am not the only one that's hearing it. I mean, I am in disbelief in some of the shit that I have heard. I just heard last night that Romika was not allowed to be at Carlo's house because it's within 1,000 feet of the school. I almost fell out of my chair, literally. I heard Ramika violated her own restraining order for being at her boyfriend's house. I almost fucking fell, literally. Literally, I flung myself backwards and almost fell. Literally. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like the most wildest shit ever. So you go take a restraining order out on your stalker, and now you can't even go to your boyfriend's house. Lord, but I'm dehumanizing the victim. I'm dehumanizing the victim. Y'all, I don't pretend to be the smartest person in the world. But I will say this. I try to say things out loud to see does it even make sense to me. Okay? To make sense to me. Because sometimes we might think shit and we don't say it out loud, so we can't process it. Right? Oh, I mean, Holly, I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah, yeah, sorry about that, you guys. I said it wrong. Y'all know I sometimes I do twist things up a little bit. Not on purpose though. But yeah, I heard that Holly violated her own restraining order because the school was within 1,000 feet, so Ramika was allowed to be there and Holly wasn't. So she wasn't even supposed to be at her boyfriend's house, and that if they wanted to sleep together, he should have went to her house. Like, anyway. Jesus Christ. She says some people don't understand what a restraining order is. Obviously, and that means they're not doing homework. They're not researching. Y'all can come over here and ask my husband. My husband would tell you my wife is going to research some things. Y'all, I spend more time. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I spend more time researching than I do being on live. I swear to y'all, I do. I spend more time researching because I don't want to come out here. And not just on this story, on several stories that I do. I spend more time researching than I do speaking because I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Even when somebody said, "Oh, she's going to get federal charges because she was on in a school zone," I looked it up. I'm not just going to come out and repeat it without looking it up. I'm not just going to do that. That's reckless. She said, I heard she was in the car for 3 or 4 days waiting for Ramika with the same clothes on. I said the police have it on camera and there is no arrest, so the case is basically closed. They went off. But then they say you can have your opinion in their chat. Baby, y'all need to start opening your eyes and peeping the game. She said, I even heard, why was she at her boyfriend's house for 3 days? Yeah. And I heard she doesn't even live in Illinois. So excuse me. Yeah, she don't even live in Chicago. So what was she doing there? But then they get mad when I say things like they elevator don't go all the way up to the top. They're ignorant. What do you want me to call these people? Misinformed, uneducated. Like what's a better word? Y'all tell me, help me out here. Help me out here. What's a better word? Misinformed? Is that better? Does that sound better? Does that sound better? She said, I hear some crazy shit today, shaking my head. Super Leo. Super Leo said dumb and stupid. Listen, Raw Truth said ignorant motherfuckers. And see, when I talk like that, they're gonna say I'm insensitive. And projecting said ignorant is lack of knowledge. So should I just say they lack knowledge? Is that a better? Is that putting sprinkle? Is that sprinkling sugar on shit? Is that sprinkling sugar on shit? You know? She said, well, just say all your classes in the basement. Do I say they ride the yellow bus? You know? I heard from I seen from a Robert supporter, Amora has been evil since day one. Girl, I've been evil since day one because I don't align with your ideology. I've been evil since day one. So what have you been? What have you been? This is a person that said this, that attacked Brianna babies. Actually came out and said Brianna wrong for not showing her babies to the internet. Stop. Just stop. She's been evil since day one because I don't agree. Because I don't agree. She said, check your phone. I don't have anything on my phone. Let me see. Hold on. Let me check it. Okay, I got you. Thank you. She said, although we encourage people to obtain a restraining order, we also inform them that it is just a piece of paper to some people. So protect yourself. Yeah, it is just a piece of paper because guess what? I'm glad you said that, Dakota. Because a restraining order, like Dakota just said, it is just a piece of paper. Or a lot of people have had restraining orders that was violated and were unalived. Raise your hand if you know of someone that had a restraining order on their either stalker, attacker, abuser, and it did not protect them. Because she is right. It is just some people don't give a f about a restraining order. They will violate that quick, fast, in a hurry. We've heard of cases, and I think I may have briefly covered a case where a girl went and got a restraining order on her ex-husband and he unalived her right outside the courthouse where she actually was leaving the court. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. It wasn't a restraining order. I think they had just signed the divorce or something like that. Or it may have been a restraining order. I have to go back and look that case up. But right outside the court, like who you think would actually take the measures of unaliving someone outside of the court? Some of these people don't give a damn about no restraining order, no court order, no none of that. A police officer can look you dead in your face and say, leave this person alone or you're going to be in jail, and they will still try to harm that person. Some people don't care. Some people do not respect the law. They do not respect the law. So Dakota made a valid point. Everybody is not protected by a piece of paper just because they went and did the legalities of getting the paper. Actually, to be honest with you, it probably causes the attacker, right? Or the alleged attacker to become more raged, right? It will probably cause them to want to harm you more. And I'm not saying this was in this situation, but what I'm saying is sometime, and I'm not saying this for you to not protect yourself and go get a restraining order, but like Dakota said, it is just a piece of paper. But in situations like this, it could potentially block you from having a murder one charge or a second degree charge. You understand what I'm saying? So because Holly went and received a restraining order, and her stalker still chose to stalk her, because if she didn't have this paperwork, okay, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. I want to know this. Okay, raise your hand if you feel that if Holly did not have a valid restraining order against Ramika, would she be charged with something by now? Just raise your hand if you feel if the restraining order was not in place, she would be charged with something right now. Let me repeat it. If you feel if she did not have this paperwork, would she be charged with something right now? Okay, I see the hands. I see the hands. And I agree with you. I agree with you. If she did not have this restraining order, now I'm not saying that this restraining order is the only thing that justifies self defense, but if she didn't take these legal steps and had documented that this woman is a documented stalker, then they would have charged her already, and she would be out here having to get a lawyer or whatnot and defend her innocence. You understand what I'm saying? But the fact that she had a restraining order, that tells law enforcement that this is not just a all of a sudden thing. This lady has made death threats. And I don't, oh my God, I don't understand why the Justice for Ramika people, to be honest with you. And if I have a Justice for Ramika, I'm going to drop the link, right? If I have a Justice for Ramika person in my comments, I'm not going to cuss you out or anything like that. I just want you, if you will, if you want to come up or if you want to just say it in the comments, right? Tell me why y'all ignoring death threats. Why are y'all downplaying that Ramika made death threats to Holly? How is that not being talked about? Or why is that small? Why is that not important? Death threats. Why is that not important? I hear some people saying, "Oh well, because she made that, I would never take or whatever." So that's just that cross each other out. How so? How so? And I agree, Tracy. I agree, Tracy. I agree that the restraining order actually is they're trying to find out if it was justified. They're trying, I think not just the restraining order, but I think the restraining order, the reviewing of the tape, the law. Because just because you're a police officer and a detective, don't mean that you know all the laws. Illinois, every state have so many laws that it's impossible for you to know every law out there. So they have to research just like I did. They have to go out there and research just like I did. So they're not just saying, "Oh no, the law said that she's good." No, they got to go and they got to dissect that law. And they got to see, is there any loophole in that law that say that she was not within her right? They have to do that because they owe that to the family of the deceased. They want to know that they're not just letting someone that potentially murdered someone go. So they're dissecting the law. They're trying to find out, was this a justified homicide? Was she within her rights? That is what they're doing. Was she within her rights? But that is a telltale sign why for almost 8 weeks, that she has not been charged with anything. If they have found something thus far, man, they would have called Holly in quick, fast, in a hurry and charged her with something. With something. They're just checking the blocks. But they don't know the law right off the top of their brain, right? They have to go and look at it because laws change, they update sometime, right? So they got to go pull it out and they got to do what I did and see, okay, Illinois law says this. Okay, let me look at her gun permit. Was she legally, lawfully able to carry her weapon? Okay, check. Was she legally, lawfully able to be where she was? Okay, check. And I'm just making this shit up off the top of my head, right? But they got to crosswalk every single thing to make sure she was within her legal rights to do what happened, right? You know? But I'm going to tell you something. Somebody sent me a video yesterday, and I'm not going to play it on here because it's long, but it was a very emotional rant from the aunt that came out really early on in the case. And shout out to, I think her name is Real TV. Let me get her name because she has definitely been doing her research as well. Let me see what her name is. One second. I want to say it is, let me get her name. I want to give her, is Real TTV. Real TTV 7878 is her name, right? So shout out to her, right? Because she's been doing research as well. Okay. She sent me something yesterday and I looked at it and it was a emotional plea from the aunt. I mean, the aunt was crying and you would have definitely connected with her because don't nobody like to hear somebody pour their heart out, right? Not that they don't like it, but it gets to them deeply, right? So it was a very emotional cry out to the public, right? And she was saying things in that recording that I believe is the reason why a lot of people have taken the stance that they have taken. She said things that we have now known to be untrue. One of the things she said in that emotional cry was, well, she did say, you didn't have to kill her like that. Why did you do it like that? That was unnecessary. And she said that basically she like emptied the clip, but she also said there was no fight. There was no fight. And she also said that Holly hated her niece. She hated that girl. So anyway, it was a lot said, right? And I'm only just saying a few things. But yes, she did say it was an overkill. She said it was an overkill. The way you did it, you didn't have to do it like that. And she even said Carlos was holding Ramika when it happened. Carlos, he was holding her. So anyway, as I listened to the video, I said, this is a reason why a lot of people feel the way they feel, because a lot of things that she said in that video, people are still repeating to this day, and it's just not true. She even said that Holly chased her niece. She chased her, right? So if that's the case, and she said it was a setup, they lured her there. She said all of that, right? Now, I'm saying, I don't know if she really knew or was she just talking, but a lot of that is still being shared and spread it today. And it's not true. If Holly chased Ramika with a weapon, don't you think Holly would be arrested, charged with something? Don't you? Don't you? Come on. Day one or day two. If Holly chased Ramika with a weapon, do you really think that they will have her out here? Just out here, like just free? That means that you're letting the whole killer that chased a girl down with a weapon just be free. Like those type of emotional rants, you have to peel back the onion and think about what is being said. She was emotional. I get that. I'm not even gonna try to fault the auntie, because at that moment she said it, she probably was feeling away. That's her family member, right? Right? But at the end of the day, sometimes when we are emotional and when we speak and we put things out in the atmosphere, what we don't understand is now we done got all these people attaching on to, with their emotions, attaching on to what we just said, and they are spreading falsehoods. A lot of the things that this lady said has been proven to be untrue. In my hearts of hearts, if Romika was being chased with a weapon, she would be charged with something. Ain't no way, no cop, no detective, no attorney general, a state attorney. Ain't no way they'll have Holly out here free if Holly chased her with a gun. And then you know what else I heard? And I fell out my chair on this one too. And raise your hand if you heard this one, y'all. After she was shot the first time, she tried to turn and get away. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear she tried to leave after the first shot? Raise your hand if you heard that. That after the first shot, she tried to leave. She said, yes, I heard that yesterday. When you hear stuff like that, how does that make you feel? It's outlandish, right? It's wild, right? She should have never stopped her car. I agree, Jerry. I agree. She should have never stopped her car. So people that put stuff out there, they're not even looking at logic. Because you have to understand, when somebody is in a panic mode and they shoot, oh, excuse me. When they're in panic mode, when they shoot, they're shooting back to back, right? They probably like just got their finger going or whatever the case may be. I don't think it was a shot, then they stopped, then a shot again, then they stopped, then a shot again. It was, probably rapid. And I also think that forensics could, probably, and the tape too, that they can figure that out. But to say that after she was shot the first time, she tried to retreat and leave and was shot again. Oh my God. Like, come on, make it make sense. How is that logic? How was it logic? She said it was told to me it was rapid. So if it was rapid, then how did she try to retreat after the first shot? And you have to understand by reading the autopsy report, both shots were fatal, like literally fatal, meaning that it handicapped her in some type of capacity. So how can you even after being shot like that, how can you try anyway? I'm not trying to change the mind of those that think the way they think, but I just say, like, say things out loud, process them before you bring it out your mouth to your audience. And thank you, Super Leo. And both shots were front wounds, meaning they were face to face. So how was she trying to retreat? But those are things that some of these people want their audience to believe. That's why I said I have heard the most outlandish things. Outlandish things. And if I have said, if I on my panel have ever said anything outlandish, tell me. Besides, I know y'all saying, oh, I said Holly is a hero, is outlandish and insensitive. But you have to understand, I said that because she has a duty as a mother, as a parent, to protect her offspring. Her baby was on the scene. And I saw somebody today said that Holly should have been at home with her baby. She should have been at home with her baby instead of walking to her car from her boyfriend's house. She should have been at home with her baby. Now, all of a sudden, if you have a child, then you shouldn't come out the house. That's what it sounds like to me. You can't visit your friends. You can't go over your boyfriend's house. You literally need to stay in the house and just be a mom. But tell me, have I ever said anything to you guys that's outlandish? That's just off the wall crazy. That I just pulled from the sky and just yanked down. You know? After the first shot, she kept moving forward. And that's what it says. Both shots were front to back. Front to back. It wasn't no side shots. Even though that was put out, it was a lie. There were no side shots. It was front to back, meaning that they were facing each other. She said one content creator said it wasn't self-defense because she had no gunpowder on her. And they got a ballistic specialist or forensic ballistic degree. Okay. Okay. And I saw they keep saying she wasn't attending to her child's father is at the scene. Yeah, I did hear that. Oh, she didn't care nothing about her child, or you know, I heard that foolishness too, as if she can't go anywhere. Exactly. Like she should have been at home tending to her child. David said, Lost told me how the whole encounter went down. You want to come on here and share it, or no? You don't have to. I don't want to put you on a spot or anything, but if you want to come up here and share it, you can for my audience. That's the issue. Holly wasn't restricted from being in anyone's presence. Ramika was. Exactly. Ramika had an order to stay away, and they want to disregard the order, and they want to further disregard the death threats. I heard somebody say, how do you know that the death threats was even real? I don't know if they were real. But guess who had an opportunity to fight it and say that it wasn't real? Ramika. Ramika had an opportunity to plead a case in court. She did not. That doesn't mean that her order is not justified or active. It doesn't mean that she doesn't have a legit order. You know? And I heard somebody say, well, the judge couldn't have believed her or saw the evidence because she only gave her a 2-year order. Now, do you know that sometimes orders in certain states and certain type of protection orders is only given out 2 to 3 years, and then at the end of that term, you can go back for a permanent? Raise your hand if you know that to be true. If you know that they will give out an order, and then at the end of the order, you can make it permanent. The judges don't like to just give out permanent orders right away. Y'all remember the Cora situation where the crazy ass, batshit crazy lady came to California and took naked pictures of her children, and how she was able to obtain, I think she got a 3-year, did she get 3 year or 5 years? But they said at the end of it, she can come back and it could be changed to permanent. How many of y'all remember that story? That the batshit crazy lady, on behalf of her ex-husband, right, came to the house, took pictures of her children, unclothed pictures, and she received a restraining order. I want to say it was either 3 years or 5 years. And it said at the end of that restraining order, Cora can go back to court and make it permanent. Okay, I'm glad y'all remember because I went over that on my panel. So just because she was received a 2-year restraining order does not mean that at the end of those 2 years, Holly could not have revisited the court and made that order permanent. But I guarantee you the person that said that have not read shit about a restraining order. Don't know nothing about it. Don't know nothing about what can, how temporary orders turn into permanent orders. They don't know that because they have not done no research. Okay, David said, nah, that's not my place. I can't confirm certain things, but I'm cool with all parties involved, so I don't want to be put out as taking sides. Okay, I got you, and I respect that 100%. I respect that 100%. And listen, David, we're not dragging Ramika over here. Okay. We're not dragging Ramika. We only talking about what's public and then comparing it to the law. So I hope you have never heard me disrespect Ramika in any way or Holly in any way. Now, in the beginning, I did disrespect Carlos because I saw the black eye. But then when I found out that she kicked the door in and stabbed him, I still don't think a man should hit a woman. But at the same time, I don't think a woman should stab a man or hit a man either. So that's why I don't even mention Carlos that much over here. I don't like men putting hand on women, but I understand that it was a time when she did the same. So they put hands on each other. She said a temporary restraining order can't go past 10 days. Well, that restraining order was permanent for 2 years, but then after the 2 years, she can actually go back and ask for a longer restraining order. She said, yes, I understand. I go by the law side. I don't lead off emotions. Thank you. And I'm glad that, everybody is not doing that because it 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 takes away accountability, and it also just keep people in this cycle. They don't want to see things. I've heard people say, I don't care if the tape come out, I'm still gonna feel the same way. Then you're not looking for the truth. You're not searching for the truth. You're just out here spinning a narrative. You don't want to know the truth. And I know that to be a fact. A lot of people don't care about the truth. They will see the truth, they will hear the truth, and they will still tell you. Oh, just like, and I hate to bring this up, but I am. So I heard somebody say Holly made a statement or a post on her Instagram, I think it was, saying that if God himself came down here and told you what happened or whatever, y'all still wouldn't believe it. She wasn't wrong. But they took that as, oh, she's being insensitive. She should be out here apologizing to the family and doing this, that, and the third. How was Holly wrong? All she said, if God himself came down here and told y'all the truth, y'all still wouldn't believe it. Where was she wrong at? because she's speaking to the very people that's saying, even with evidence, they still gonna feel the way they feel. Those are people that's not searching for the truth. Those are people that have made a decision in their minds and it ain't no changing it. They're not seeking truth. They don't want facts. They only want to go off their feelings, their emotions. This make me feel this way, so that's it. You ain't gonna change my mind. Ain't no facts. I don't care nothing about no facts. I don't care what's real. I don't. At this point, they saying I don't care if Romika started it. I don't care. I don't care what Ramika did. I don't care about the death threats. I don't care about her violating a protection order. I don't care about her charging toward Holly. I don't care what she said about her son. She should have just took an ass whooping or allow her to do whatever she wanted to do to her. That's it. That's all. And some of the same people that's saying it, and I pointed this out yesterday, are the same people that went to the crime scene. That went to the crime scene with their weapon. Make it make sense. Or have said out of their own mouth that they would use their weapon. Some of the same people. But some of the same people have said they don't care what comes out. They still going to keep the same stance. Baby, that ain't nothing but emotions. That is not about truth. Some of these people don't care nothing about no truth. They ain't seeking no truth. At this point, only thing, in my opinion, the only thing they want is for people that see things the way they see it. They want to continue to emotionally manipulate them. It's called a cycle of emotions, right? Because it's other people that think like them. They want to keep them on a hamster wheel of emotions. They know that they can feed people emotions if they keep on pushing, 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 pushing. And some people are clearly doing this just for content, for views, for likes, and again, the hamster wheel, keeping people on emotion, on emotion, on emotions. You would think that people want to know the truth. And that's why I said the justice for Ramika people should be hollering, release the tape. But no, no, no. A lot of them are not hollering, release the tape. They're saying, no, what did this witness say? This witness is credible and that witness is not credible. And the tape, fuck the tape. I heard a content creator say a witness that was there on the scene is more valid than the tape. That the tape is not going to tell the whole story. That the witness statement that was there in person is more valuable. Well, guess what? The law says it's not. The law says that if it's on tape, they're going to go by video evidence. You want to know why? Because you got to understand a witness that just seen someone get pum in a traumatic way, that their memory or what they thought they saw can be skewed. They may say something that they think they saw or heard, right? An eyewitness, a actual videotape will always outweigh an eyewitness. But they said the opposite. How is a tape more important or more valuable than an eyewitness that was there on the scene? Anyway, child, shit like that lady crying on Facebook with those crocodile tears. Exactly. And that same lady, David, that's crying on Facebook with crocodile tears is online right now tearing down her husband, saying that he stole her phone, saying that she don't trust him, dogging her husband out on social media. When I heard that, I said, oh my God, do she value marriage? Do she value her relationship? Because she is literally on social media dogging her husband out, saying that she's sleeping in the damn guest bedroom and he's not treating her like he's supposed to be treating her. She's telling a bunch of fucking strangers her marital problems on social media. She is. And I got the tape. I was gonna out her ass, but I was like, she's useless. But yeah, the same one that's crying, calling Holly all type of names, she's literally dragging her husband. Now, to be honest with you, if somebody picked up her goddamn story and put it all over goddamn YouTube, she'll be mad. You know? She said that witness from what was told to me by Lost didn't walk up until after the shots went off. Mmm. Mmm. Interesting. She said, who said that dumb shit? Which one, Lolita? Yeah, so the lady is literally dogging out her husband, saying he stole her phone, saying that, he went through her phone and all this stuff. But somebody sent me a picture that she said that he stole her phone, but in her glasses, you actually see two phones. She said, what's her name? I want to follow her. I love other people's drama. I just don't like drama in my life. The lady name is Nina Johnson. She literally is dogging out her husband on social media, but she is Team Romika. I mean, justice for Romika down, but she is coming forth and saying she says she's a paralegal, but she's tearing her husband down on social media. She said the witness was out. Wait a minute. The witness was out on the scene with the baby in the stroller. I don't believe anyone would be out there that close to gunfire with their baby in a stroller, saying they were there from the beginning. Yeah, I don't believe that she was there from the beginning either, because if she was there from the beginning, she would know who pulled up, right? She would be able to say that. She said, who said that an eyewitness is better than a video? I'm not going to call nobody names on my panel, but I'm just going to say one of the content creators that's been pulling shit out her ass, yanking shit out the sky, you know. So, but the lady name is Nina Johnson that is talking about her spouse, saying that her spouse is jealous and not doing what he's supposed to be doing as a man, but yet her mouth, right, is on Ramika. Her mouth is on Ramika. That's the one that I told y'all was crying with the crocodile tears that I showed y'all the other day. This lady right here. This lady right here. Hold on. She's talking about her husband. Hold on.
He's not doing what he needs to do to get the attention. He's not doing what he needs to do to get it. The shit that he's doing ain't gonna cut it. It ain't gonna get it going. Okay? Because, honey, let me tell you something. The shit he got going on, it ain't gonna cut it. And if he wouldn't have done it, then I wouldn't even have to bring it up on live because y'all, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. That's all I can think about is what kind of game he's playing with me.
Hold on. Let me hear y'all what she accused him of from the beginning.
So I'm sorry for having to come on so late. I hope everybody gets to catch the replay.
Yeah, you're right, David.
Without my other phone. Hey, girl. Felicia, welcome. How are you? How are you doing? Hello. Hello. Shami.
I just want y'all to hear what she accused
Shamina?
him of doing.
Pretty. That's a pretty name. Okay, good. So, woo, y'all, tonight, boy, I'm telling you. I can't do nothing but shake my head, y'all. I can't. You know what? Let me tell you. The enemy has done tried everything he could to prevent me from going live today. I'm so disappointed. right now. So there was a 2 hour search for my cellular device. Okay. I have two iPhones actively that I use. I have one that I do my lives with. Okay. I got one that I do my lives with, and I got one that I do my research with. And the one that I do my research with, meaning when I'm reading and everything, went on a 2 hour search. 2 hour search trying to figure out what happened to my cellular device. So I'm like, okay, I know I'm not stupid. My house is pretty clean. So if I lose something, it shouldn't take that much effort. But you know what? I believe my husband is the culprit of it.
Who does that? Who come on and out their husband online? What grown ass woman come on here and out her husband in front of a bunch of damn strangers? Who does that?
Yep. I watched about I watched about an hour's worth of video footage of three cameras in our house trying to figure out,
Oh my
and there
God.
was several chances that I feel like he took my phone,
Oh
and
my
it's got
God.
me super upset.
She is mentally ill.
Super upset. So I was like, you know what? Take your time. Search for your phone. Really just take your time, okay? And hey, and I took my time. I moved everything out the way. I searched fragilely, thinking that my phone was going to turn up. Have you ever had somebody, now this might be funny, but I'm pissed, okay? I'm pissed. Don't get it twisted. Have you ever had somebody take something from you and watch you search for the shit? That's what I believe happened tonight. I truly believe that that husband confiscated my cell phone, one my other cell phone, and that's what I believe. And I'm in the guest room right now because I'm so mad. I'm just trying to understand why he's acting the way that he's acting and why my phone disappeared. That's why I'm mad. Why did my phone just up and disappear? So I was like, you know what? It's the enemy. It's the enemy. Um, it's the enemy. It's the enemy trying to stop me from being able. See, I'm telling you, it's done jumped in that husband. Whatever be jumping in these dudes when they don't want to act right, it's done jumped in him.
Mm.
Let me see what my girl said. Let me tell you, I was trying to see if I missed a live tonight. I didn't know what happened. Girl, he got me so mad. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do. Girl, a 2 hour search.
She said, I need to see the
No,
husband.
no. He's not doing what he needs to do to get the attention.
Mm,
He's not doing what he needs to do to get it.
mm.
The shit that he's doing ain't gonna cut it. It ain't gonna get it going. Okay? Because, honey, let me tell you something.
That's the husband.
The shit he got going on, it ain't gonna cut it. And if he wouldn't have done it, then I wouldn't even have to bring it up on live because y'all, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. That's all I can think about is what kind of game he's playing with me. Got me mad. I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass. See, he has a bad habit. He's a good husband for the most part. But he gets a little jealous sometimes and he feels like he needs to get in my phone.
Who comes and tell
So this week
who comes and tell the internet that shit about their husband? Who does that?
is a really big week. This week I will be in criminal court because I'm a paralegal. And somebody gets a little jealous, so maybe he thinks he's gonna.
Now she claims she's a paralegal, but putting out all types of false ass shit on her page about the law. Literally, she actually is one of the ones that said Holly is going to be charged with a federal crime and a state crime, right? She's going to be charged on both levels, federal and state. And she also said Carlos is going to be charged too. But she's a paralegal. Even as a paralegal, I do not believe that they have a right to even speak out like this. But I could be wrong. But I don't think that they could literally do something like this because she's literally telling people that's following her, she's justice for Ramika, and she's telling people that Holly is going to be locked up for federally having a weapon on school grounds or within 1,000 feet, and it's not true. So why would a paralegal put out false ass legal information? That's why I do not believe she's a paralegal.
Find something in my phone. Figure out what you need to find in my phone and give me my freaking phone back. That's all I'm saying. I need my phone for stuff that I'm trying to do. So yeah, I'm in criminal court all week. And he wants to probably rouse. Listen, when I say he got me so mad right now, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm literally in the guest room chilling. Like, huh? Who you playing with? Okay, I'm mad. So not only that, but I'm relaxing here. I'm not gonna be able to sleep because I'm mad that my phone is missing. And then listen, so y'all, I went through. I probably went through about 2 hours worth of footage from our camera system inside the house. No, his fucking ass is the Aquarius. He's in a freaking Aquarius. Girl, let me tell you, okay? I went through two.
Anyway, her goofy ass literally came on video and disrespect her husband, and she did it for about over an hour or something like that. She disrespected him, called him jealous, called him insecure, said things about him, and just, oh my god, like, I don't understand people, but I get, I don't know. Now if he knock her upside the head, which I'm not advocating for that, but I mean, damn, Jay would be so mad at me if I did some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Calling him jealous, saying he stole her phone. He just want to argue and all this stuff or whatever. Like, this goofy ass lady did this. And it's like, but yes, she team Ramika, right? And up here on her page, posted all type of legal shit and literally telling people, this is the one that said, if she doesn't get justice in the courts, then it's going to be street justice. That's the one I showed y'all the other day that she said, oh, either way, if it's not justice in the court, it's gonna be street justice. She's gonna get justice in the street. What type of fucking paralegal do you know that will repeat something like that? Like, don't they have to have some type of level of fairness or being neutral or something like that? Like, I just don't think somebody that's legal, that works in a legal realm, will say some shit like, if you don't get justice in court, then you're gonna get justice in the street. You can't tell me that that's allowed. You can't tell me that. But yes, she says she's a paralegal, but if you go to her page, it says that she's a credit repair specialist. I don't know. I'm not saying you can't have two jobs, but I mean, come on. What you do? You a paralegal and you being whatever, child, whatever. But anyway, but yeah. So this girl tears Holly down daily. Tears Holly down daily. Lies to people and tell people that Holly is going to jail and under the jail. Okay. David said, so she's a scammer. I don't know. It says she's a credit repair person, but she said she's a paralegal that be in court all week. Now I don't even know if paralegals even go to court. I don't know, right? But this woman chose to come on here and cut down her husband on a whole live stream. This Justice for Ramika lady came on here and tore down her husband. Literally put him out there saying he stole her phone because he's jealous. You know? So, and that she mad at him and she's sleeping in the guest room and he ain't doing what he need to do to get coochie and shit like that. Girl, bye. You think I'm coming out here to tell social media that? Oh my God. The conversations that Jay and I would have when I got off that damn live, I would not want to be there in the house with those conversations. The paralegals are paper pushers and coffee getters. Well, honey, she said she's going to be in court all week. She said, my friend is a paralegal and never discuss anything about work. That's what I don't understand. But I just don't understand a paralegal that if she doesn't get street justice, excuse me, if she doesn't get legal justice, that is going to be street justice. Like, how can you even be in a legal field and think that that's okay to say? She said, I would never go against my spouse publicly. That's what I'm saying. I can't believe she did a whole live dragging her husband. She said they don't do actual legal work. They can't give advice. They can't give legal advice. They answer the phone and transfer you to the lawyer. Now, I do see that she is putting up under each post that she does. She'll put that I'm not a lawyer on there. Hold on, let me see. So she'll put, this is the one that was crying and begging people not to come to my platform, y'all. Same lady. Please, please don't listen to her. Please, please, y'all. If you love Ramika, don't go to, if you love Ramika, please avoid, talk about it with Amora. Yeah, okay, let me see what she posts cause of legally posting. She posts 15 pictures of Ramika a day, or probably more. This lady is nuts. Anyway, but I'm not going to advocate for her page, but I think some of y'all already know it. Anyway, I was just looking through it trying to see where she had said something legally, and then she put on there, I am not a lawyer. I know I seen that. I know she ain't erased it. Let me see. She posting clown pictures of Holly on her page. She's heavily, she should put, Amor was talking about me and Keys on her panel while discussing content she took from Keys last night. Freaking clown. But you out here talking about your husband, talking about how jealous he is and how he stole your phone and how you got cameras in your house. And I'm a clown? Okay, girl, chai bye. You the whole clown. The whole clown. Yeah, so she's posting legal stuff on her page and then she'll put up underneath, I am not an attorney. So anyway. She's an auntie and CCs are trying to insinuate the public intelligence. What now, brown sugar? Auntie and them content creators are trying to insinuate the public's intelligence. Tell me what you're trying to say. Hey, Sean. She said paralegals do more work than lawyers. We are the ones who put all the, think you mean the info together for a case. We do the research. We do everything, sir. Oh, she said you are absolutely incorrect. Okay. So David, Sean just checked your ass. No, I'm just kidding. Holly is still licensed to carry, and if she's talking about street justice, Holly can still defend herself. Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is absolutely true. She don't have to just defend herself one time. You are absolutely right now. You are absolutely right. She don't have to just defend herself one time. It don't say that in the law. You can only defend yourself once. If somebody come after you, even now, you can defend yourself. So, hey, that's what the law said. That's what the law said. You can absolutely defend yourself. So she said, that's dumb. That must be a fifth grader from Chicago saying some silly mess like that. She said paralegals have no more than lawyers. But I just don't think paralegals will move the way she moved and talk about getting street justice and stuff like that. She said her husband probably team Holly and sick of her ish. So he hit her phone to get her off the internet. I don't know, but she came out here because she said she had some evidence that she said she had some evidence that, basically that Holly was in the wrong, like she was going to come out and expose it. And that was her excuse of saying how she couldn't because it was on her other phone. You know what I mean? Okay. She has no evidence at all. But she told people she does. Cassandra said her voice is irritating. You are correct, Amor. The way she is conducting herself, being in the law field, is embarrassing. Yeah, I don't know if she is or not. You know what I'm saying? She's, oh my God, wow, yeah, she's a scammer then. I don't know if she is. I just know that this lady literally cried on her panel telling people not to listen to me. Like literally cried telling people to stay away from my channel. So I thought that was funny. And it was. She said, I love men being here. Yes, the men are, they definitely share their opinion and I love it. Amber says, hey, team, the truth, look at this. Fuck that bully queen. Y'all, Messy Amber said, hey, team, the truth, look at this. Fuck that bully queen Steph when she drugged me for 3 hours Sunday. Who stopped her? Fuck y'all feelings. I'm saying her name again in this chat and posting about her on my. Do not give a damn, y'all. This shit is too funny. Now you know they gonna be mad because Am is in my comments. Okay, I don't even know how you got through. You must have made a whole nother page. Oh, your reloaded page, because But she's talking about back to the bushes. Y'all, she said, "Woo saga," because it's about to be real. It is. She came and made a comment. They gonna eat you up, Am. You know they gonna eat your ass up. This shit is funny. Listen, it is funny. They gonna eat her. She said, I'm sorry. And she said, Am laughing at my ass off at She said, I'm sorry. I'm laughing my ass off at Amber. Am is not playing with them jokers over there. Listen, let me tell you something. Normally, people try to like just get along. They try to agree, right? To just get along. But Am is like, fuck that shit. I am tired of getting along with y'all. I'ma do and say what the fuck I wanna do and say. I am done. I'm just Hey, Kay said, Amber, you messy as fuck, laughing my ass off, and I like it. Lord Jesus. Y'all can't say Amber is not messy. This funny. She said falling out the bushes to laugh at this shit. Oh, LaConda said she fell out the bushes. Hey, she said, Amber said she don't give a damn no more. She don't give a damn no more what they say. She's not aligning with that bullshit no more. Amber is like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. She said, you and Amber cool now? No, we ain't cool. Amber talked about my damn granddaughter, but she funny as fuck. I ain't gonna take that away from her. Hell no. She said Amber has me blocked, but that shit funny as fuck, scary ass. Look, she said Amber has me blocked. That's funny as fuck, scary ass. Listen, I am hollering too. But baby, it's funny, honey. You cannot say that it's not funny because they hate the fact that she, you know, don't move like they move. You know what I'm saying? They hate that because that's what they expect. They expect everybody to be on the same page, move alike, talk alike, hate the same people that they hate. That's what they do. They it's like a big ass bully team over there. They weak as fuck because they need like 50 fucking people. Which I never understood that. Why do you need 50 people to team up with your weak ass? Why can't people stand independently? You know what I mean? But that's what they need. They can't branch out on their own. That's why when them people got drugged for filth, they went back belly crawling and shit. David said, it's a cult. I believe it, David. It's a damn cult, baby. A cult. But they say I have a cult. No, how I have a cult? Because my supporters love on me. Because my supporters love on me. This shit is funny. She said Amber has forgotten. Fuck y'all. Free like a more. Hell yeah, we free. We are definitely free over here. We are free thinkers for real, right? We stand independently. We don't need everybody to join hands with us or whatever to stand on what we stand on, right? But that's what they want. And they feel like, and they really, really feel that if you don't align with them, then, you're wrong, you're a demon, you're evil, you're insensitive, you all of this shit or whatever, because you don't feel the way they feel. So they over there dragging Amber for her own opinion. Imagine that for a second. For her own opinion. Logical thinkers. Exactly. We're logical thinkers. I'm most definitely a logical thinker. I'm not about to be on no bullshit. Not with a story this serious any damn way. A lot of these people just grabbing shit. How does this sound? Let me say this. How does this sound? Let me try it this way. How does this sound? But Am, they really don't want to fight with Am because, honey, y'all know Amber don't know how to let shit go. Oh my goodness. They said, somebody just texted me and said, Neo is over there saying that you are over here trying to squeeze every dime out of your supporters and you don't give a fuck. She said that you are messy and you better be careful. And if you ever try to tell her business, you better watch out because she's coming for you. Girl, I know Neo ain't saying that because Neo could never come for me. Neo, if you did say this, which I don't know, somebody just sent this to me, but if you did say this, girl, you better back the fuck up for real. For real, for real. Now I have not dogged Neo out not one motherfucking time. But if I find out that what this is being said is true, bitch, I will drag you to motherfucking Kingdom motherfucking Kong. So it would behoove you if you are talking shit to shut the fuck up. For real, for real. That's all I gotta say about that. And I ain't said nothing about that motherfucker. I ain't said nothing about Neo. But I just got a message that says she said I'm over here trying to. Why the fuck are you worried about that? I'm trying to squeeze every dime out my supporters. They be worried about my little money, y'all. They be worried about my little coins. Why they worried about my little coins? Girl, Neo do not want me to motherfucking drag her ass. But to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't because it would be a waste of my time. Because who is she? Okay, but I ain't gonna say nothing unless I find out that it is true for real. You know what I'm saying? But it is from a source that I trust. But I'm just gonna say, she said Neo is completely wrong on everything. She said Los was trying to get into the funeral. I was like, how when he was downtown the whole day moving the stuff out of his apartment? Oh, he didn't try to get into the funeral? See, I never repeated that, but somebody did tell me that he was denied going to the funeral, but I don't even see how that's relevant to the case. So if she did say that, okay, thank you. Somebody just told me she is saying that shit. So anyway, she's irrelevant. I'm not entertaining Neo. Anyway, I'm not about to entertain her. You hear me? She said, no, we were all downtown. Oh, okay. So he was not trying to get. See, that's the shit that I'm talking about. She don't have no verification of that. She probably heard it from somebody else and just repeating shit. Let me repeat this because it sounds good. Let me repeat this. She said, damn, Neo hating too. I guess so. I guess so, baby. Woo, child. I can't with these motherfuckers. I can't with these motherfuckers. She said, y'all need to talk because what we need to talk about. Hell no, you go on your panel and talk about me, honey. Do not tell me that in my channel because I promise you, I ain't talking to a motherfucker that dog me on their panel. Hell to the motherfucking no. She said, y'all need to talk because the chat is keeping the shit going, all of it. That's why I am done. Until after this story, y'all got my blood pressure high. Sorry, LaCondas, that we got your blood pressure high, but I will not talk to a motherfucker that dragged me on their panel and say stupid shit the way I'm hearing that's being said. No, ma'am. I have no words, no talk for your ass. Okay? None whatsoever. Okay? All right. She said, wow, where is all that hostility coming from? It makes no sense at all because you never mentioned her at all. The fuck exactly, raw truth. Have not. Have not. That's why I said people that feel the way, this ain't no all of a sudden type thing, baby. You better believe that shit. And if you don't, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You hear me? I don't understand why would she say that? Why would Neo say that? I don't know. I don't know why Neo would say that. You have that's something that you gotta go ask her. I don't know. I've never said nothing about that girl. She said, Amor, don't let them get you out of character. Stay focused. Go. Okay, T, I am and will. She said, no need in talking to someone who's on their panel talking about you. People don't understand that. Yeah, that's true. So anyway, I'm gonna continue on. But yeah, she said, please, y'all, please handle that behind the scene. Neo, in my opinion, really cares about you and it hurt. You don't care about me if you saying stupid shit like that. You don't care nothing about me if you saying stupid shit like that. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No ham, no ma'am. No ham, no ma'am. She said they went over there and told her you were gonna spill tea on her. What tea do I have to spill on her? Those are probably Robert supporters. But anyway, even if somebody come over to her channel and say something like that, to turn around and say something like she over there trying to squeeze every dime out of her supporters and she don't give a fuck about them, that don't relate. That don't equal up. If she didn't hear out of my mouth that I'm gonna spill tea on her, because what tea does she have that I'm gonna spill? What tea? I don't know shit about her like that. What tea? What tea does she have that my audience or anybody would want to know? I don't know her like that. To be honest with you, I ain't even trying to be funny, but I really don't know her like that. So what tea? There is no tea. So for her not to find out what was said or whatever, and to say some shit like, "Oh, she over there trying to milk out all the money," fuck that shit, y'all. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. No. So anyway, but I ain't gonna talk about it no more. So don't text me no more. I don't want to hear shit she gotta say. For real, for real. She said, "Can we get back to laughing and joking?" We sure can. Shit. She said, say that again. Bottom line, I'm glad I'm more keeping a positive ass, humorous attitude about all of this because I'm sick of the negativity and the subs. Child, you know me. You know me. I'm more gonna keep it moving no matter what. You hear me? She said, Lost did not come to Ramika's funeral. I don't know who made who that up. I don't know who said that, but I did hear that he tried to come to the funeral. But I didn't repeat it because, to be honest with you, I didn't even think it made a difference if he tried to come to the funeral or not. But I didn't repeat it because how does him coming to the funeral or not relate to the case? You know, as far as if he was holding her in a headlock and they purposely set Romika up and all this twisted stuff that's being put out there. She said, but you haven't said anything about any of them and they all got your number. I'm lost, girl. David said, back to the facts. Yep, back to the facts. Back to the facts. Back to the facts. That's what we on over here. Back to the facts. Back to the facts. She said, Ramon said, gotta stop reacting over everything someone tells you before you investigate yourself. I'm not reacting over everything, but the person that just told me is a reliable source. So, sometimes when you know that you have a reliable source, then sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you don't have to extremely hear it for yourself. You know what I mean? But this ain't the first time I've heard some things being said. So something has to be being said. You know what I'm saying? So, but to be honest with you, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear somebody that I thought that we were literally, literally just cool with say some bullshit like that, because I promise you, I'll be back on this motherfucker so goddamn fast. You know what I'm saying? Trust. Trust. So I really don't want to hear it. So I can, I can actually do without it. Cause if I hear it, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, ooh, ooh. So anyway, I'm about to get off because I don't want my live to go left. We over here, we having positive vibes and shit like that or whatever, and people gonna say what they want to say and whatever. You know what I'm saying? But keep saying that Ramika seeking counseling for little loss because of Holly. Oh, Keys is saying that Ramika seek counseling for a little loss because of Holly. That she was that she was seeking counseling. Is that what you're saying? That you're saying that Ramika was seeking counseling, or she sought counseling? Okay, I think that's what you're saying. That she sought counseling for a little loss because of Holly. She said, yes, she's saying counseling mean counseling when Rose said legal counseling. I don't think I understand what y'all mean. Oh, he reading it off the paperwork you read yesterday. Because she's saying that her son said he don't like her. Oh, I see what you're saying. Because she repeated it. Yeah, because she told the judge that her son don't really like being around her. Yeah, I read that off yesterday. But if that was the case, like I said, I'm not saying that her claims wasn't valid, but what I will say is she did not come back to court to with no evidence, with to fight it. She did not do that. So I mean, I don't know about that. I'm not saying it's not valid, but what I'm saying is she had every opportunity to bring those receipts to court, and she chose not to. She chose not to. So I don't know. I don't know. She said it's the fact that people shook hands with you, hugged you, ate with you at the same table a week ago, and now all of this comes out of nowhere. Damn, I hate this for you. This is why it's hard for me to trust. Child, I'm gonna, excuse me, damn. I'm gonna end the live because what I don't want to do, you guys, I don't want every single live. And you know what? Let me go ahead and apologize to y'all for even bringing that up. I'm going to delete that out of my video because I don't want to talk about this on live. I really don't. So let's y'all do me a favor. Y'all do me a favor, and we're gonna all do each other a favor. I will not discuss no beef with someone that I just fell out with, okay, on live, okay? That's going to be my promise to y'all. So, I'm going to delete that part out of the video, okay? And furthermore, but now I ain't saying that I ain't gonna roast a motherfucker that I've been and fell out with for a long time, like I did the motherfucking spam caller or whatever, which I really don't want to roast her, but that shit was fun last night, bitch. That was one of them old fashioned ones that she deserved. But nevertheless, I'm really not trying to get into a whole nother beef segment with people that I was just fucking with just literally 3-4 days ago because for whatever the fuck reason that I have no clue about. So again, I'm gonna delete this chunk of information right here out of my live stream or whatever. Hopefully it's not seen by thousands, because we was actually having a good conversation. Okay. So and I think the other part of the live is valid. So I'm only going to delete just this part or whatever. However, and I'm going to try to ignore the noise, all the subs, all the whatever. I'm going to try to ignore them. Like I said, I'm going to try. I'm going to try, all right, to ignore them. All right. So anyway, we're gonna move forward. Whoever have an issue with me, I don't give a fuck, to be honest with you, but they can keep their issue over there. Over there. All right. So again, I'm gonna delete this part. She said people going around running every live today with the BS. I do think that it's probably some of our haters, let's just talk about it, that's probably trying to keep up the mess. And I heard somebody say they unblock everybody. I have not unblocked everybody because I don't want that mess in my chat. Like I think somebody in here right now trying to be messy, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? However, and that's why I block mess. I don't let people just come over here and just say anything in my chat. Y'all know I am. I am protective of my chat. Okay. So with that being said, some people just be like, look, anyway. So I don't want to realign, to be honest with you, with nobody that fucking drugged me for filth and lied on me, lied on my husband, said they slept with my husband, this, that, and the other. Honey, we can never break bread together again. You hear me? Excuse me, never break bread. I don't want no motherfucking bread from you. You hear me? She said Barbara's still in the corner coloring. Mm. David, how you know about Barbara? David, you know about Barbara? Oh my God, you know about Barbara because Barbara came in here with the foolishness the other day, baby. I had to put Barbara in the corner. You hear me? Barbara had to go to the damn corner, baby. But y'all, I don't know if y'all seen this morning, honey. Baby, I told y'all last night, though. I told y'all last night that a spam caller specialist was gonna be heated today. And baby, was she forever heated. She was forever heated, baby. And it was so funny. I cannot deny it was funny as fuck. It was funny as fuck, baby. It was so funny. Anyway, boy, they was mad as fuck. And they told somebody, hey, I need you to come in the break room and verify that I'm not a that I am not a spam call specialist. You can't make this shit up. You hear me? You cannot make this up. Anyway, y'all, like I said, I'm gonna delete. I'm gonna delete part of this video. I am not trying to fight with nobody that do not like me. Okay, if you don't like me, hey, obviously there's a reason you don't, and it is perfectly fine. You don't like me, I don't like you. But that it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Your girl is moving on, and I'm gonna say this because, of course, I ain't no hater like that. If people, even supporters, unfortunately, I have to say this, if they don't like me, it's okay for you guys to move around. Y'all don't have to like follow me forever. I mean, I would love for anybody to really genuinely love me, not for no motherfucking story, but I'm talking about love me for knowing that I stand on business and I'm gonna bring forth the truth and hold myself accountable and all of that stuff, right? Love me for that, not for no motherfucking story, okay? Love me for my personality, for who I am, like genuinely who I am, not how I stand on a story. All right. That's what type of supporters I want. And I'm being honest. I don't want a supporter just gonna be with me because I'm speaking a story that they align with. Okay. I want us to align on a greater level than just a story. All right. So, and for those that, if you don't fuck with me no more, whatever, because of my view, I get it. That means you ain't never fucked with me in the first place, to be honest with you. All right. So anyway, but it won't be no hard. feelings, because y'all know people have left me before and went over and aligned with my enemies and thought I was gonna cry. And y'all know I ain't shed a tear yet, honey. I threw them deuces and kept it moving, and y'all know that. Okay. So so anyway, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being real. She said, I told you more. I don't care what you cover. I'm here. Yeah, and I know a lot of y'all are like that. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But it's some, or whatever. They be gangster leaning. Anyway, I'm about to get off because I have to edit this video. All right. Uh oh, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So anyway, but I love y'all and thank y'all for pulling up. Oh, let me tell y'all, thank you for the super chats. Thank you, Steffi. Appreciate you, Sonia C. Appreciate you, Projection. Facts on Feelings. Appreciate you, Projecting Peacock. Dion projecting Sassy D. The law and guns exist for a reason. I will protect myself based on how I feel, even if I have to use my weapon. Okay. Thank you, projecting. How do you dehumanize her because there was no accountability? She made a wrong move, which cost her life. That's how I feel. Thank you for that. They are dehumanizing you or more, and I see the play. Thank you, because yeah, they are lying, saying I'm dehumanizing somebody. No, I'm not. Jealous of your genuine support. They miss it. Goals met. Thank you. Appreciate you, baby. Amora keeps speaking the truth. You find that people don't like the truth. It's not dehumanizing to speak the truth about a person. I just said, according to those videos, she was a violent person. Thank you, Dakota. Thank you again, Dakota. These people deflect responsibility and take no accountability. That's true. And thank you again. They are also using spiritual manipulation when the Bible speaks of thou shalt not kill. It is talking about murder. Killing is not a sin when it comes to self-defense and war. Research it. Thank you, honey. And thank you for being a voice as well. Thank you, Nelly Nell. I will forever be confused. Y'all were just on vacation. Yeah, unfortunately. But thank you, baby. Thank you, Rita. I'm not taking anybody serious who said pull up. I will protect myself. Every last one of them said it here or there. Get the fuck out of here. Okay. That's why I told you it's not about this story. It is not about this story. This shit is personal, which is crazy. But thank you, Rita. Thank you, Dakota. Although we encourage people to obtain a restraining order, we also inform them that it is just a piece of paper to some people. So protect yourself. That's right. Thank you, baby. Thank you, Gloria. Once she blocked Holly in, she took away her choice to leave. That put Holly in imminent danger at that point. Absolutely, Gloria. Absolutely. And not only that, also pulling up when you have basically told the court that you are afraid of your life. So you got to add both of them together. But thank you, baby. Also, Nell, you guys just handled that behind the scenes. Thank you, baby. And Audrey, thank you so very much. Like I said, I'm going to cut out some of my videos, so it may be processing. Sometimes it take like 10 to 15 minutes to happen. So if it's offline, if you don't see it online, just know that it is processing for this little chunk to be taken out of my video. But I love y'all. Let me read David comment. He said, thou shalt not kill is the Old Testament. In the New Testament, it says that no one is greater than the other. And if you can be forgiven, and you can be forgiven for all of your sins. David, David, like, listen, the Old Testament said, thou shalt not kill, honey. We operating off the New Testament, Lord. Well, we ain't trying to purposely KI nobody, okay? But self-defense is put in place for a reason. And if nobody supposed to defend themselves, then why is that a law? If everybody's supposed to have a regard for life and fight instead of defending themselves, then why is it a law? Why is it a law? It is a reason why it is a law. And it doesn't say only self-defense if somebody has a weapon out pointing it at you. It does not say that. But self-defense is a law. She said, Amore has a strong personality. That's who attracted me to her in the first place, or that's what attracted me to her in the first place, as well as a lot of others. It's not right to ask her to change who she is to make people feel comfortable. That's right, Ashley. You hear me? She said, Ashley, go live. I want to hear about Krishan. Hey, Ashley, have you went live yet about that? Have you went live about Krishan being released from jail? She said, child, some of these people have two views. That's why they need to talk about you. Tony, you better cut it out. You better cut it out, Tony. Stop, girl, stop. She said, did you? She said, I might do a quick one. Did you get the one earlier that I did, sis? Okay, she said she went live earlier about Krishan, and she might do another quick one. All right. Let us know in the sisterhood when you get ready to go live. She said, I'm going over there after this live. Okay, cool. Anyway, I love y'all the hard way. She said, are you coming back later? Yes. But guess what? When I come back later, y'all, guess what we talking about? I'm going to see if y'all know. Now, I was going to do two, and I should do a coin flip, to be honest with you. I got two topics I want to cover this week. So, coin flip. One, I want to do the I think her name is Sandra Macy case. Let me make sure I'm saying it right. I've been listening to that last night, doing some research. Oh, Sonia Macy. So the Sonia Macy case, or I want to touch on what somebody slid in my inbox, and that is Season, Ms. Ranklefingers, apparently is asking people to join hands with her to speak on narcissism. And I find that to be funny as hell. So which one? Coin toss. Coin toss, Sonia or Miss Season? In the chat, y'all. Coin toss, Sonia or Miss Season? Vanessa said do both. I can't do both of them on the same live. They just definitely don't have the same energy. One is funny and one is more, like this case, breaking down the facts and, how things started off and, how it ended and how he, all that, how he became found guilty and those type things. So one is funny and one is more of a serious one. She said, we need a laugh, so do Season. Hey, Lacondas, baby. Love you too. She said, bye, more and ladies. God bless you all. See you guys later. See you later, Rita. So Perfectly Imperfect said Sonia. Let me see anybody else say Sonia. Sanchez 19 Green says Sonia. Alicia says Sonia. Audrey says Sonia. David says Sonia. Sonia Massey case could have been first-degree murder, but the justice system has never given an active officer first-degree murder. Ooh, I'm going to look into that. Thank you for telling me that. That'll be something else I look into. Okay. She said, we need a break from death talk. Unseasoned salt, we need a laugh. Season, we need some laughter. Dang it, more, I forgot to tell you, sis. I did it earlier. It's okay, baby. I'll come check you out. So everybody is saying Season because they want to stop. They want to break from the death talk. Okay. All right. We are gonna do Sonia's case though. We are gonna break down Sonia's case, but we're gonna give a break on the death talk for now. And I'm not done covering the Ramika Holly case, but I'm gonna wait to some more evidence come down. You know what I'm saying? And I will come back and speak on it, or I may even put out like a little short video if it's something that I want to clear up that's being floating around here, whatever. It may not be a whole live stream. It might literally just be a 10-15 minute video or whatever for those who's interested. But I will do she said, I told her Miss Season summed Amora to talk about them damn narcissists. Y'all funny as hell. I can't believe oh my goodness. She said, okay, sis. All right. So anyway, so we'll lighten the load because I don't want people's hearts to be heavy, all dampering, and the fighting back and forth on trying to discredit somebody and make people trying to attack people's character. Yeah, let's switch the channel for a second, okay? Let's switch the channel for a second. All right. So anyway, I will be back at 7 o'clock. I said 6, but it's going to be 7 because I need to rest my voice. So that's like in 3 hours. Okay. So we're going to talk about that at 7 o'clock. So if you are available, come on over. If you're not, it's perfectly fine. All right. So anyway, She said, oh, okay. But anyway, so I'm going to talk to y'all later and go over and Ashley said that she posted something about Krishan. Now, I am not following the Krishan case, so I don't know nothing about it whatsoever. But I will say it do look like he done gained a whole lot of weight. Like, what's up with that? But anyway, I'm going to come check you out, though, Ashley. But I don't think I'm going to be picking up that case. I'm just letting you know. I don't have no desire to talk about Krishan or Blue or whoever they are. All right, I'm going to talk to y'all later. Love y'all. Click that thumbs up button on the way out and come back at 7 if you can. All right. She said, please clear up the legal counsel-ish they line about. I'll have to go check it out, and I may just do a little video, okay? We're going to chill on the lives on the Romika and Holly for probably the rest of this week. Let's just give a break, and let's do some other commentary for the rest of this week, okay? All right, I love y'all. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Because they can't make $1 without mentioning down one of our names.
Jay! She kept talking about that family.
Hoes over there.
She kept talking about that family. 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 That family. She kept talking about that family. Talking about that family.
These motherfuckers don't be want to listen on them. Because they can't make $1 without mentioning down one of our